Like, damn, I wish I remembered. Fuck.
Oh man. Hey, we want to thank you guys for joining us. We want to thank everybody for joining us today. Those who are watching on Three Man Weed, those who are watching on 4QQ, those who are watching wherever you're watching us tonight on Be Easy, Objectively Biased Sports. Appreciate you guys being here with us tonight. As Fog was telling us about his crazy night. And speaking of Fog, very special night for him. We wanted to say happy birthday to Fog. Actually, it was yesterday, actually.
Yesterday,
It was
but
yesterday,
hey,
but happy belated. The show today. We're gonna celebrate
thank
the
you,
birthday
sir.
today in Fog. Happy birthday to my brother, and I hope you had a wonderful day. Enjoying your day, and many wonderful years to go, brother. Many years to go. But we got a lot to talk about, man. Welcome to the Two Man Front. Thank you for joining us today. I'm of course Brian B. Easy, and I'm with my homeboy Fog of Objectively Biased Sports. And again, always, we love when you guys engage. Please go ahead and leave your comments below. Please leave your comments below so we can engage with you. Show goes much smoother. It's much more fun. We'll be able to. And if you're not able to engage with us live, please engage with us afterwards, and we'll be able to get to your comments as soon as we can. Also, please subscribe to our pages, BG Sports, Objectively Biased Sports. We give you guys great content. Of course, Two Man Front on the YouTube channel if you want to go ahead and watch this back with us at some point. So, Fog, I woke up this morning, right? Kind of like you woke up, I'll leave that story alone. That's what you just told me. But man, talk about talk about violence. Talk about violence waking up with Brady Quinn. That's why I wanted to start today because I honestly couldn't believe like Brady Quinn just said, you know what? I'm just going to wake up and just destroy this man, Deshaun Watson. So I know you guys have all heard Brady Quinn, former Notre Dame great, former Browns great.
Yeah, Brown's great.
Brady Quinn had a lot to say about Deshaun Watson, and there's a lot of mixed reviews. That's one thing I've noticed. A lot of mixed reviews when it came to this. Brady Quinn pretty much accusing Deshaun Watson of loafing it and not wanting to play football anymore and only in it for a payday, right? He had a lot of quotes. The most interesting quote was I have it right here. I don't have it on the screen, but I'll read it to you right now. He's pretty much eluding that, you know, Deshaun may be either faking an injury, and he's not. They've already confirmed
Yeah.
that he does legitimately have a rotator cuff injury. And he didn't hurt it just last week. I believe he heard it the week before, a couple of weeks ago. Um, but Brady had a comment and he said, everyone with the medical opinion has cleared Deshaun Watson. The situation is almost similar to a kid getting a $230 million trust fund. You can ask them to get a job and they have no incentive of doing it. So he didn't stop there though. he
Nope,
didn't.
he
He
did
did
not
not stop
stop
there. So
there.
apparently he got into like I guess a Twitter's or X, what do you want to call it? Twitter or X beef with his trainer, and they were going back and forth. Trainer talking about Brady Quinn doesn't know anything about weight or lifting or like that. Brady Quinn saying he's been injuries himself, and then ultimately, ultimately Brady Quinn pretty much kind of ends it by saying, "How about we massage this conversation and get it to a happy ending?" Does
That
that
was
sound
fucking awesome.
satisfactory?
That was that was awesome. That was like, I'm not gonna lie, that was that should put Brady Quinn into the Hall of Fame.
I don't. I have mixed feelings, but I want to let me get your feelings. I have mixed feelings about it. What are your feelings about just this interaction? Was this appropriate? Do you think Brady Quinn went too far? What do you think about
Uh,
the whole thing?
uh Honestly, I think Brady Quinn went too far.
Yeah,
I don't think I think that just the nature of the conversation. I get it. I get where he's coming from and what he's saying because I'll be honest with you. What he's saying that he's seeing, I'm not gonna lie. I see it too.
mm,
To a certain extent, I'm like, hey, maybe it is about the money, and he got his money. But again, an injury is an injury, and a rotator cuff is a
it's a
serious
serious injury
injury.
that can ruin your
And
career.
whether you have a full tear, a partial tear, it doesn't matter. It hurts. I know I've got tendonitis, bursitis, arthritis, and a partial tear in my rotator cuff, in my left shoulder. I wake up almost every morning going, fuck, if it's going to rain today because I'm feeling the pain, right? I can tell the weather with this shit. So Brady Quinn to turn around and marginalize or try to marginalize what Deshaun Watson could be going through. The fact that doctors cleared him, listen, doctors in the NFL will clear you for anything. We already
Yeah.
know this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that the doctors cleared him. What I don't like is the questioning about him. Because if it wasn't Deshaun Watson and it was Patrick Mahomes and the situation was the same, all things being equal, would the questioning about Mahomes be the same the way it is about Watson? And I believe it wouldn't be.
No.
So I feel like I said, I feel Brady Quinn was out of line. However, it was funny as fuck what he said. I can appreciate the comedy of it. That was great. And he nailed it to a T the way he wanted to end it.
I can appreciate a couple things that Brady Quinn was just one thing I can appreciate what Brady Quinn did was kind of almost saying what a lot of us have been thinking but didn't want to say it, not in the way he said it, but it does look. Sean hasn't played well. He hasn't played well the last, I don't know how long he's been in 23 games. He hasn't been available, and when he is available, he isn't great. And you know, I pulled up some numbers. He's only played 10 games since he's been with the Browns, right? Which is for 200 and what 30 million dollars,
or
50
something
million,
like that.
something
Yeah.
like that. Bro, you only play 10 games. That's just unacceptable, right? And then you see below 60% passing completion. He is 6-4, so he's winning some games, but 11 touchdowns, 8 picks. I mean, 1,785 yards. I mean, it's bad, bro. He has not been himself since he has returned to the league, right? And both things can be true. Brady Quinn, there were other things that were said. He did say that the Deshaun Watson looks disinterested. Deshaun Watson doesn't look like he wants to be out there. Deshaun Watson doesn't look like he's enjoying the game. Those things were said. A lot of the things that Brady Quinn did say really kind of came from the Twitter argument he was having with his trainer.
Yeah.
A lot of the things he said that were constructive was on the air, right, or whatever, right? So both things can be true. It did show a lack of professionalism, right? It wasn't the greatest. He probably shouldn't have said that, especially about the massage. Like it not only does it disrespect Deshaun, but it does disrespect the victims, right? That were a part of this, right? You know,
Yes.
whether you believe them or not, they were affected, right? You know, so Brady Quinn kind of undermines them too. So it's weird, right? Because I agree with Brady. I don't agree with his approach. I think that's where everybody kind of stands, right? From what who I've spoken to, he just hasn't played well, man. Like Deshaun Watson, for as much money he's making, he's been awful. Not awful, but average, right? He's been just very average, right? I mean, look at his numbers right there. His last 2 years, his 2 years in Cleveland. I know he's only played 10 games. I get it. He only played with the last 6 last year. He's played, I don't know, he's missed 2 this year, so he's only played 5. So he's barely getting. But when he's in there and healthy,
yes,
he doesn't look good. If he was looking good, but then he kept getting hurt, that's one thing. That's just bad luck, right? That's just it is what it is. Sucks. But when you don't look good and you're getting hurt, like, man. Well, what do you think this is going to do to the future of like guaranteed contracts? If there's ever going to be one again.
I don't think it does much to it, to be honest with you.
No? Okay.
I think if a team is going to commit to somebody, they're going to commit to that player regardless. So I don't think it does much to guaranteed contracts because, look, we've got Kirk Cousins. Now we got Deshaun Watson. Guess what? There's going to be somebody else.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
it's going to
It's gonna
happen.
happen.
So I
Yeah.
don't think it does anything to that.
I think I do believe that there's going to be there's going to be a lot of clauses in this contract. I would think. I mean, I feel like it's hard. It's the reason why you don't see these contracts in football is for this very reason, right? Because of the somewhat injuries, obviously, but then the possibility of the production going down,
Yeah.
right? The bad production. That's the issue. Deshaun Watson was never going to reach whatever heights or whatever expectations are worth 250 million unless he won like 3 Super Bowls. Like he was never gonna reach it. But yeah, I mean it's tough. It's tough, man. I feel bad for Deshaun. I kind of do, really. I mean, you kind of put him in this situation, but
Again, almost 2 years out of football.
almost 2 years out of football.
That's the other thing too. I don't think people are understanding this enough, and it could segue into our next conversation about winners and losers. But it's like the Baltimore Ravens this year. I don't think people understood the inconsistency that we had been seeing from them, and understanding the fact that there's a new offensive coordinator, new players that have to get involved and have to connect, new offensive system for Lamar Jackson. So you look at something like that and, hey, this is something brand new. For Deshaun Watson, this is something brand new. You're playing football for the first time, and it's you had almost a 2-year layoff. I don't care at what level you are. If you take a 2-year break and have to get thrown back into the fire, you're going to have struggles. And again, he got hurt last year. He didn't look good last year. And this year, you're seeing the same struggles.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. I mean, good point. I mean, 2 years out of football is a lot. Almost 2 years, but 250 million, man, like guaranteed. I understand.
Listen, the Browns paid for
when he was in
the
Houston,
2019 Deshaun Watson. That's what they paid for.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's not. Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Yeah. But we'll see. I mean, what a. Oof. But it's Cleveland though, right? So to hell with them. That's all I can say. All right. At the end of the day,
that's what the Browns do.
That's what they do. Let's get into our winners and losers. Of Week 7. And you already kind of alluded to your first winner. Who is your first winner, Fog? We have it on the screen right there.
Bro, the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
My Super Bowl pick. They finally looked like Todd Monken and Lamar Jackson got it together. They looked at that whole offense got it together for the first time. Now, again, I don't want to jump the gun here because of the way they looked, but who they played and the way they looked against the team they played is important. Detroit Lions are a top 10 team in this league.
Yeah, I guess.
No, I'm saying that now. They're a top 10 team in this league. The Detroit Lions are going to win that division, the NFC North. Yes. They're going to the playoffs. They're going to be competitive. Don't get it twisted. This is a very grinded out competitive team. The Baltimore Ravens finally look like they figured it out offensively. Like Todd Monken figured out what he needs to do with Lamar Jackson and this offense. And they cooked the fucking Lions. Cooked them. Baltimore is by far a winner and looking like the Super Bowl contender that I believe that they are.
Baltimore looked good, man. That looked like, I mean, he's not old, so I hate to say this, but that looked like MVP vintage Lamar Jackson. But the only difference was that Lamar was being a playmaker with his arm. Like there were times where Lamar would take off and be the magical Lamar and do the spin moves and all this other stuff. Man, he just his arm is just the improvement he's made from last year to this year under Todd Monken is unbelievable. And if you can't see it, that's why I don't debate Lamar anymore. Like if you can't see that if you can't see he can throw the football with efficiency, accuracy, arm strength, timing, touch, the whole nine. If you can't see it by now or in year 6, then there's no point in having any discussion with you. Like there's nothing to talk about. Lamar Jackson was amazing. When his receivers actually catch the ball, you see how amazing he can be. It just sometimes it wows me and it makes me just wonder, like, damn, how good could he be if he had like an AJ Brown, or if he had a Stephon Diggs, or if he had a guy like a Tyreek Hill? Like, how good could Lamar Jackson be? But he doesn't have those guys. So what's always going to be amazing to me with Lamar Jackson is what he does. He is probably he is. There's no other quarterback that a team asks more for.
Yeah.
There's no other quarterback. I don't care who it is. There's no other quarterback that a team asks more from them than Lamar Jackson. So yeah, he look, MVP candidate in my opinion. He's up there.
100%.
He's up there. All right, so I'm gonna go with my winner because I love controversy, right? I love a good quarterback controversy, and I'm gonna go with this kid. All right, anybody know what this kid's name is? Anybody remember him?
Wow, really?
Hey, look, man. Tyson Bagent from Shepherd University, D2 school, Shepherd University. Look, listen.
And he's starting this week.
He's starting this week because Justin Fields dislocated his thumb, legit injury, is out. And look, one of the things that I always like watching is the press conferences of coaches, right? And when Matt Eberflus, whatever his last name, Eberflus, when he came up to the podium, 2 things he said that stuck out to me was two words, right? And I have a quote. There was poise and there was pocket presence. Now I'm not gonna look into that and say, whoa, are you saying Justin Fields didn't have that? But man, look, I watched a lot of this game, and key thing, he was ultra efficient, 97.2 passer rating.
Yep.
0 turnovers for the man's first start from Division II Shepherd University or college, whatever it is. If he has another one of these games like that and they win, you really there's going to be a legitimate like thought of, okay, now what do you do if you're Chicago? It looks like you may have, and there were reports that this kid looked good all camp. He's been there all camp, and he's a reason why he's a number 2 guy. They didn't go out and get a veteran. They kept him because they believed in him. Yeah. So it's interesting, right? I think he's a winner because obviously young kid, Division II guy, made his first start, and they won. And yeah, so I'm gonna give him as my winner.
That's a great winner. I'm not gonna lie. That's a great winner.
I like because he showed it. I won't say he showed out, but he did his thing. He did what he needed to do in his first start. All right, Paul, who's your next winner?
My next winner, my team, the Eagles. They fucking AJ Brown. Let me tell you something right now. We're all about quarterbacks. MVPs are all about quarterbacks. But if you look what AJ Brown has done over the last 4 games,
he's up there.
Reception-wise, he hasn't had a receiving game of under 120 yards. He's right behind Tyreek Hill, and everyone raved about Tyreek Hill, but guess what? When you look at what AJ Brown did in that game, and Jalen Hurts, as much as I love Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown isn't performing the way he is because of Jalen Hurts. AJ Brown is this good. And I remember saying, I'll never forget this. God damn it. I'm going to post it. I got to look back and find it. But I said AJ Brown was a better wide receiver than DK Metcalf.
You did.
God damn it, here is the fucking proof. It's
did.
there, it's out there. People, listen, I can be wrong. We all can be wrong. But god damn it, when I'm right, woo, baby, I'm right. And the Philadelphia Eagles actually look like a team that is putting it together. The Eagles are arguably the best team in the NFC. They haven't looked like that.
No,
But
they are.
it's slowly starting
No,
to
they're not.
you're starting to see it get put together there where it's like, okay, this team is that team this year. It's them in San Francisco. There's nobody else.
Nobody else.
Nobody else. It's them in San Francisco. And San Francisco already looked like they had it together. Philadelphia is starting to figure it out and put it together. Philadelphia is my big winner, especially with this game after losing to the fucking Jets. The Jets, the homeless Jets. to have Miami come in and remember the gauntlet Philadelphia's got to go through. I talked to you about that last week.
Yeah.
They've got a gauntlet that they got to go through.
They got through one.
This was a huge win for Philadelphia. They're big winners here, especially with San Francisco losing.
No, I agree with that. I mean, the Eagles kind of they showed that they are one of the most dominant teams in the NFL. They beat one of the more we'll get to them in a minute, but they beat one of the more prolific offensive teams in the NFL. Mm-hmm. It was at home, so they should do that. But yeah, I mean, they've kind of reminded us that, you know, we were in the Super Bowl last year and we damn near almost won it. So yeah, they are definitely a team to beat in the NFC. I'm not ready to say they're the best team in the NFC. It is arguably, but I'm not ready to say they are. I still have the Niners. I know they've lost 2 in a row. Mm-hmm. I get it. I expected them to lose some games, and no one's going to go 17-0 or like that. But, you know, they've had some injuries, and I'm not ready to say it yet. I'm waiting for something to happen for the Niners for me to not say it anymore, and I'll get to that in a minute. But I'm not ready to say it yet. But my second biggest winner, or my next winner for me, is Myles Garrett, man. And
my defensive player of the year.
If Lamar Jackson is the MVP, this is right now. And look, I love TJ Watt. TJ Watt is amazing. TJ Watt is a beast. TJ Watt is one of the best defensive players in football. No one's denying that. But Myles Garrett, man, he's a problem. 2 strip sacks. 2 strip sacks, 2 tackles for loss, and the crazy superhuman block kick against Indy. Like, this dude is unbelievable. Like, he's unbelievable. He's, in my opinion, don't want to say if he retires today, he's a Hall of Famer. Am I getting ahead of myself? I don't think I am, because he's the youngest player to reach 81 sacks in NFL history before the age of 28.
Dude, he's got 7.5 sacks, 16 solo, and 3 forced fumbles already on the season. We're not even halfway through the fucking season.
7 games in, he's already has. So that's a sack a game. And, you know, and TJ Watt, I believe a couple years ago or last year, tied Michael Strahan's record for, I believe, 22 sacks or 22 and a half, something like that. I mean, Myles Garrett can definitely be pushing that this year. But he's definitely my winner. I mean, I don't want to say he single-handedly won that game against the Colts, because there were some pretty horrible calls. But I will say that Myles Garrett definitely showed his presence there. He's a beast. There's not much. Him and TJ Watt all year long now are going to be battling for the biggest player of the year. There's no question about it. Those two guys right there. Those 2 guys are there. All right, Fog, like we always say, if there's a winner, there's a loser. There's always got to be a loser. Who's your biggest loser of week 7?
Oh, God. Who should I pick? Who should I go first with? Who you got the pick set up for?
For you.
Well, no, but I said which loser, because it's
you want me to go for it? Oh, I got the Commanders.
So let's roll with them then. Let's roll with the Commanders. You lost to the fucking Giants. You lost to the fucking Giants. The second worst team in the NFL. Because the first worst team that you lost to the week before were the Chicago Bears. Yeah, the Commanders are the biggest losers right now. And I don't blame the coaching staff. I look at this team and I'm like, you're not protecting Sam Howell. Now, granted, I wasn't a fan of Sam Howell. I think he's just a mediocre quarterback. To use Richard Sherman, he's mediocre. This is mediocrity at its best, and I don't care what coaching staff you put in place. You're mediocre offensively, defensively. You're mediocre as well. It's always been a Washington situation. On paper, they have always looked good, and then the product on the field, you sit back and go, "Wow, how is this possible? How can you suck this bad when you look this good on paper?" But you know what? This is typical Washington football, and the Commanders are a big loser here. Look, what was his name? Albert Hainsworth?
Yeah.
Right? This is Washington. Albert Hainsworth is Washington. He epitomizes what the Washington football team has been over the last 20 years.
Yeah, Washington's a mess. I don't have much else to say. I think I told my brother that this is a sinking ship, and I personally think with the new ownership, they just need to rebrand. Just rebrand everything. Just change everything. And like I personally believe that sometimes psyche wise, you need that. You need to rebrand. The stadium is awful. The location in Landover, Maryland is awful. The uniforms are awful. The color scheme, it just reminds me, personally, it just reminds me of losers.
The whole organization is awful. It's disgusting.
I know it's new ownership. I get it. People say, "Oh, it's new ownership." Yeah, but the new owner kind of left the stench behind. Like, when new owners move into a house, they don't just keep the house as it was. They renovate it to what they want it to be. Right? So that's I personally believe the whole Washington football franchise just needs a rebrand. This is awful team.
It's honestly like when 50 Cent bought Mike Tyson's home, and I remember him saying there were these ugly lights in the house, and he was like, "Nah, I want to get." He told the interior decorator, "I want to get those out." "Oh, those are 10-karat gold." All right, fuck it, put it back up, leave it there. Even though it's as ugly as it is, leave it there. Them shits is 10-karat gold. Here's the problem. This Washington football team, they're not 10-karat gold. They're gold-plated, goddammit. You need to renovate this team.
It's terrible. Terrible football team. Just awful. My biggest loser is not that he plays for a team definitely not as close as bad as the Washington team is historically, but they're looking pretty mediocre right now. They're looking like a top 10 pick team right now, and it's because of their quarterback. And Jordan Love, man, it doesn't really seem like the experiment is working. Like, it doesn't really seem. I know, Paul, this is your boy coming out of, I always get confused, Utah State or Nevada? Is it Utah State or Nevada? I always forget. Let me say. Utah State.
Utah State. I have to take a drink. I can't. I was on this guy's bandwagon. God damn it.
So far, the Packers are 2-4. He has 10 touchdowns, 7 picks, 1,263 yards. Passer rating isn't great at all. He's completing under 60% of his passes. 57.5% of his passes are being completed.
After those first 2 games, he has been absolute shit. The Green Bay Packers have been absolute
They've been bad. The whole team has been pretty bad.
Yeah.
The whole team. So it can't just be on Jordan Love. The whole team's been pretty damn bad. But yeah, he's been awful. He's been terrible. And I don't know what the Packers do. Do you give him another year Like, I personally don't think you do because he's been in the franchise. He's been on the
four
team for
years.
so long. 4 years. Like, he's not a rookie. Like I said,
Yeah.
I think I said this before in the beginning of the year. Like, if he was a rookie, then yeah, you give him extra time because this is his first year in the league. He's been in the league for 4 years, man. 4 years. He had time to sit behind a Hall of Famer and learn something, do something, get better, put in more work, learn the playbook. Matt Rule, I believe Matt Rule drafted him. Didn't he draft him?
Yes,
Like,
sir.
yeah. So like Matt Rule wanted him. So it's not like he wasn't. It's not like he's from another regime, right? So it just doesn't look good. Like, he just doesn't look like the guy that obviously was there before.
Here's the
But
problem. Here's
it's
the problem.
not good at all.
What I'm watching from a quarterback aspect. What I'm watching from Jordan Love. He's got happy feet, and he tries to make throws that Aaron Rodgers made.
Yeah, that's just someone else said on Twitter.
You can't do that. And here's the problem. Aaron Rodgers was behind Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers had the arm talent that Brett Favre had. Guess what Jordan Love doesn't have? Yeah, he doesn't have that arm talent.
Doesn't have that arm
He
talent, man.
sails balls where those guys could throw frozen ropes
Yeah,
50 fucking yards. He's basically throwing a lob.
yeah,
And it's different that you've got, and this is coaching. It's not, like you said, it's not completely on Jordan Love. This is coaching. You got to recognize what your quarterback is capable of doing and change the play calling to fit what he is good at. And
Yeah.
you're not doing that. You're not doing that. You got lucky the first two games, and now the shit's hitting the fan, and you're not making any adjustments. You're not doing anything to help him get into a rhythm. You're still throwing the same offense. You're still asking him to do the same things that he is just not capable of doing. Not because he's not a good quarterback, but because he doesn't have the physical attributes that you need, that you're looking for your offense. This isn't Aaron Rodgers or Brett Favre. This is Jordan Love. Tailor your offense around what he can do good. Tailor your offense around his strengths.
So are you saying? Go
You
ahead.
said this time and time again, B. How many times do we look at coaches and go, why are the coaches trying to fit the player into their scheme as opposed to fitting their scheme around the player's strengths?
Mm-hmm.
We've always said this. This is an exact example of that. Not saying that Jordan Love is going to be the next great quarterback, but god damn it, tailor the game plan around his strengths as opposed to his weaknesses.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get this. I get that point, but I think there comes a time. Not time. I think there comes with that where does the player have the actual talent? Like, is he actually good? Like, I get what you mean. You want to tailor the game plan around the player to meet to uplift his strengths. I get that.
Yes.
I really do. You have to do that with quarterbacks today. Yes, you do. But I feel like Matt LaFleur has maybe been trying to do that. I just don't think Jordan Love is seeing the field as well as people thought he would see the field. I don't think he's just that good, man. Like, I mean, he may not be the guy. And I feel like if they were to move on from him after this year, I would get it. Because you got 4 years.
Yeah.
You had 4 years to learn this offense. You sat behind Aaron Rodgers. You got some game time last year. I think he started a couple games last year. So he's not like super new to this. And now he's starting a whole year. Like I can see them moving on if the whole thing just falls on his face. Like, they're 2-4 now. I don't quite remember how many games I had them winning. They were my dark horse to win the division, but I had the Lions win the division. But if the wheels fall off, the wheels fall off, and I wouldn't be shocked if they say, you know what, we're gonna move on from you because we've kind of figured out that you're not our guy. All right, next loser is for you.
Hey, Bills fans. When I said your window was closing and you said no, your window's closing. It's like your window's closing in a fashion that, do I want to turn the heat on tonight and expend my electric bill? Or do I just want to leave the window slightly cracked, not expend my electric bill, and it not be too hot, but not be too cold? Your window's closing. It's bad. It's bad. When you, the Buffalo Bills, and let's look at this. You lost to the Jets. Shouldn't have lost that game. No Aaron Rodgers. He was done in 4 plays. You lose to the Jags. And again, in defense of losing to Jacksonville, you had to go to London. Jacksonville had talked about the previous week where they had lost. I forget who they were playing, but they lost to who they were playing against. And a lot of the players complained about the jet lag. Okay, we could talk about jet lag. You beat Miami 48-20. You beat them handily. And then you turn around and you damn near lose to the Giants. Should have lost. Pass interference on that last play. Game. Yeah, should have lost. So you damn near lose to the Giants. You lost to Jacksonville the week before. And then you go against New England and Mac Jones, and you made Mac Jones look like fucking Tom Brady.
Literally,
Mac Jones he sliced and diced that entire defense. I'm not blaming Josh Allen because he's actually having a good season, even though he's turning the ball over a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
And that offense is still a top-tier offense. But everybody talked about this defense, to include me, raved about the defense, Buffalo Bills defense. This has got to be their year. You motherfuckers are giving up points to teams that you shouldn't be giving up points to. You're letting players dominate you that shouldn't dominate you. And you can't put that on Josh Allen. You can't put that on the offense. You can't put that on coaching because they're still keeping you in the game. So, Buffalo, you're my biggest loser because guess what? Your defense that's supposed to be top 10, where's the top 10? You're losing to teams you should beat. Congratulations, you beat the Miami Dolphins. Guess what? I believe the Miami Dolphins, in my opinion, are pretenders.
Getting ahead of ourselves here.
So, hey, Buffalo fans, Bills Nation, guess what? If you don't win the Super Bowl this year, I said it before, I'll say it again. Just light that fucking table on fire, jump off the back of your goddamn pickup truck into that fire, and that's what your team is this season.
I'm going to get to the Bills in a minute, so I'm not going to say much to them. I'm not going to say much about them right now. But my biggest loser of these guys, well, not both these guys, it's actually the guy behind the guy with the football who's actually playing, and it's not the cameraman.
Wait, I thought he was a backup quarterback. I thought he threw 2 touchdowns in 5 games.
It's actually number 8, the guy with his hands on his hips, is Daniel Jones. Is the biggest loser. It's amazing because Daniel Jones didn't even play. He's got I don't know what his injury is. I forget what his injury is. He's hurt. He's out. And Tyrod,
he can't play quarterback.
Tyrod Taylor was. I almost thought about him making my winner, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna make Daniel Jones my loser because Tyrod Taylor is the winner of the Giants. And look, Daniel Jones isn't any good. There's not much else to say about him, especially as you can see that Tyrod Taylor is running this exact same offense. He's not. I'm not. Nobody's saying Tyrod Taylor's lighting up the world,
No.
but he's efficient. He is controlling the offense. He's obviously a playmaker with his legs, but so is Daniel Jones. He's not turning the ball over, right? And look, he's playing behind that same bad line as Daniel Jones. Like, there's not much excuse. And Tyrod Taylor is, I believe, 1-1. They lost. They should have beat the Bills. They should have beat Buffalo in Buffalo. Came down to the last play. But Tyrod Taylor has now 2 games with 200 yards passing, 2 pass TDs, and 0 interceptions. Tyrod Taylor has did that on Sunday, right? And Daniel Jones hasn't done that since 2020. Right. And that's actually a very wild stat. Like, that's actually very crazy to even like fathom that he has not done that. Which tells you that he's
it isn't. 15 touchdowns last season to 5 interceptions, and Giants fans were praising the fuck out of this guy like he was a second coming.
Daniel Jones, kind of similar, kind of like they signed him to a 4-year deal. No, the $80 million man, I believe. $80 million is guaranteed. But I wouldn't shock me if he doesn't see he doesn't see that 4 years. Like, Daniel Jones is not the answer in New York. It's clearly evident. It's
Daniel
clearly
Jones
evident.
Isn't the answer anywhere.
Is that the answer in New York? And I'm not saying it's time to move on now because you paid him. It'll be dumb to get rid of a guy you just paid a year, like 6 months ago, whatever it was. You can't get rid of him now. You got to at least give it another go with Brian Daboll, who I believe, obviously, they're done. This season's done. But if they don't make the playoffs next year and Daniel Jones wets the bet again, they're both going to be gone. Right. Yeah. So you give it one more year. You give it 3 years to see what these guys can do. You throw them a mulligan year, and which is probably going to be this year. And that's it. But Daniel Jones can't play in this league, man. Like, it's clearly evident. And I can't believe the Giants actually. It almost makes me want to ask, like, or pull, like, what's the worst? I mean, obviously the worst contract is Deshaun Watson, but the circumstance wise, right? Like, both teams gave high guaranteed contracts to guys that just literally can't play anymore. But at the very least, at least the Browns, there was evidence that Deshaun Watson can play. There was evidence, and
you have no evidence.
You have no evidence.
You gave a guy who threw 15 touchdown passes. 15 touchdown passes
in a full season.
And you said, "Hey, we want him back as our starting quarterback." What? Who? Him?
15 touchdown passes. In a
where he only threw 5 interceptions. Oh shit! Really?
15 touchdown passes in 16 games is just
17.
Yeah, or 17 games. Sorry, 17 games is abysmal. It's abysmal. Let's move. That's my biggest loser. All right, so our next segment is gonna be biggest pretender. Now, we had some teams lose.
I came in there.
We had some teams lose. Some surprising losses, not so surprising losses. Obviously, the Bills lost to the to the Patriots. I believe 25-20. The Lions, man, the Lions completely wet the bed against the Ravens. The elite, those were Lamar Jackson's Ravens, 38-6. And of course, your Eagles fall. Your Eagles defeat the Miami Dolphins 31-7. So my question is for everyone out there is, which one of these teams is the biggest pretender? The ones that lost, is it the Miami Dolphins? Is it the Buffalo Bills? Or is the Detroit Lions?
My biggest pretender is going to be the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
I love their offense, hate their defense. And when they're going to be, when they encounter a team that can put up points, they're not going to be able to stop them. And not for nothing, but physicality is important too. And Philadelphia physically dominated them. They lost to Buffalo.
Physically, yeah.
Physically dominated them. Listen, sports is a game of matchups.
Yep.
And Miami does not match up well against the teams that are going to be the dominating teams in the AFC this year. They won't match up well against Buffalo. They won't match up well against Baltimore. And they won't match up well against Kansas City. As much as I love Mike McDaniel and I love what he's done with that team,
Yeah. Same.
they just don't have it. They don't have that defense. They don't have that physicality on offense, and they are going to hurt because of it. Miami is a pretender, even though they're a fantastic football team. I love what I'm seeing from them. They're the pretender.
It's easy to pick Miami because obviously the two games they've lost have been to very good teams that obviously are competitive and teams that are physical, and that's Buffalo and in New York, right? Or I'm sorry, in Philly, and they look normal against those teams, right? I personally still feel like the Dolphins are going to make some noise. I still see them winning a playoff game, just like I still see the Lions obviously winning that division and winning a playoff game. And look, the Lions ran into a buzzsaw. They ran into a very, I wouldn't say a desperate Baltimore Ravens team, but a team that was ready. It's ready to get off the schneid, right? They're ready
They're
to prove.
primed to fucking
They're
explode.
ready to prove. Exactly. They're ready to prove that they are among the elite with the Kansas Cities and with obviously with the the Eagles and the Niners in the NFC. They're ready to prove that, and I think they did, right? Man, I'm actually surprised you still believe in the Bills winning anything, because this team's not winning anything. I gave up on the Bills 2 years ago. I said their window closed 2 years ago when they lost that game to Kansas City when Mahomes drove the ball down the field 13 seconds. That was my window closing. I was done with this team a long time ago because structurally it's just not working. They still don't have a run game. Their defense is getting worse. Their defense was pretty good 3 years ago. It has gotten progressively worse because they've lost guys, injuries, guys are getting older. It's not the same team, right? Josh Allen is still turning the ball over. And what's funny about Josh Allen?
Still the Josh Allen that I said he was, even though he's
he's good. He's a good quarterback, but
yes,
I find it interesting because I saw a stat and I'm gonna try to find it. I'm gonna post it, but I find it interesting that, to be honest with you, this is gonna sound crazy. He's not that much different than Dak Prescott in terms of a guy who turns the ball over at a high rate.
He's not an elite quarterback.
He's not an elite quarterback. He's just not. He's not an elite quarterback. He's not that much better than Dak in terms of what he's being asked to do. Now, I will say this: who would I trust more in the playoffs? I'm going Josh Allen, because Josh Allen's
He's a baller.
He's a baller. He's a playmaker. He can run. He can score. He can. I trust him in that regard. But in terms of turning the ball over at a high rate, at bad times, making bad plays, he's not that much better. He's not that much better than Dak or different than Dak. And look, I said when the news broke that Stephon Diggs was upset, and he's still pretty much upset. I don't think anything was resolved. I knew that to me, that was the final nail in the coffin. This team is not going to be the same next year. They're going to move some guys. They're probably going to move Diggs. This team, as constructed right now, this team is done. They are the biggest pretender. They've already lost 3 games. I think they lost 3 games all of last year, I believe, or 4 games, something like that. And they really lost 3 games. This team is finished. I don't think the Lions are pretenders. I still believe in the Lions. I think this is just they laid an egg, right? They laid an egg.
Yeah.
And it is no shame in laying an egg against that team, right? At home, right? Or on the road in Baltimore against Lamar Jackson, who's playing at MVP level. So they're not gonna have to see them again unless they meet in the Super Bowl or something like that. So that's fine. But I still believe that the Lions are still a good football team. I think Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFC. That's just me. I think he is. Now, I think he's better than Purdy. I think he's better than Jalen. I think he's better than Dak. Right? I think he's better than Kirk. I do. Right now, today, I think Jared Goff is. Look, it's slim picking in the NFC. Okay, so like I think Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFC right
that's
now.
a conversation we have to have.
I do think he's the best quarterback in the NFC right now. We can have the conversation. We can have it next week. I'm not my. We can do that. But yeah.
Well, it's about time I put out my top 10 quarterbacks to piss everybody off. Fog metrics as always. Let's piss everybody off.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we've seen some fog metrics. It's been a minute. We haven't seen it all year, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I'm going with the Bills. That's my biggest pretender. I think.
Listen, it was the Lions. When you sent me that, I'm like, I'm not picking the Lions. It's got to be Buffalo, Miami, and I just sat back and I looked at it. And again, you picking the Bills? I agree. I'm not. Yeah. That's not a bad pick at all. The Bills of Miami, in my opinion, they're pretenders. They're just not doing enough to make you say, I feel confident in that team. The Lions getting smacked by the Ravens. Look, reality is, I don't know where you're at with it, but I know I was with the Ravens winning the division. And I placed a bet on them to get to the Super Bowl. So
I didn't do all that. But I do have them winning the division. I did have them winning. I had the Steelers being second, the Browns third, and then the Bengals had being last. But that division is pretty damn tight right now.
It is.
It's pretty tight right now. And the Bengals got a big game against the Niners coming up here in the Bay. And
without Purdy.
What's that?
No Purdy. He's not playing that game.
Oh, yes. Yeah. And who's playing? Who's playing? You know who's playing, right?
No.
You don't know who the backup quarterback is? Sam I am. It's Sam Darnold.
No fucking way.
It's Sam Darnold.
Oh, shit. I forgot he's in San Fran.
He's the backup quarterback.
Oh!
He's the backup quarterback. And I've been telling people if there was ever a career resurgence that was about to happen, it's going to be this. It's going to look, I'm telling you, like, I really believe that Kyle Shanahan did not bring in Sam Darnold just to sit on the bench. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not saying he was wishing injury on his quarterback. Yeah. I'm not saying that. But he brought in Sam Darnold for a reason. Because Sam Darnold he's got talent. He can push the ball down the field. Debo will be back. It's gonna be an interesting game. They win that game. I'm not saying there's gonna be a quarterback controversy just yet, but let's see how he looks. We got to see how Sam Darnold looks.
San Francisco's a quarterback controversy every year. You don't know who's starting.
Yeah, honestly, it's literally a revolving door. It's literally a revolving door there, but anybody can do it though. Apparently, anybody can fucking do it. So
with Shanahan's system, yeah.
But anybody can do it. All right, let's go ahead and move on.
It's like his father were running backs.
No, yeah, it's like that zone read. It's like that zone read running game in Denver that where like it produced like 1,000-yard backs like every single year, which was crazy. Yeah, so yeah, no, I agree. I definitely agree. Let's go ahead and get to our game picks, man. Let's go ahead and get to our week. We are halfway, kind of, depending on the math, halfway through the season. And look, I mean, this is one of those years, man, where like I don't know who the dominant team is. I mean, you can pick Kansas City, but I still think they're pretty beatable, right? You know, obviously it's not the Niners anymore. Eagles look okay, but they haven't played their best game yet. Ravens have some holes, so there's the parity this year in the league this year is really, really good. So let's start at the top. Kind of a mid Thursday night game. We have the Bucks and Bills. Falk, who you got?
Bills. Easy. Bills. Easy. Bills. I don't look. Josh Allen and what's that quarterback's name again?
Who?
What the for Tampa Bay?
Baker Mayfield.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. No.
I got the Bills too. I got the Bills gotta win this game because if they don't win this game, I mean,
If the fucking Bills lose this game, your prediction on Pretenders is 1,000% correct.
Well, it's that, and honestly, we're not talking about. I don't know if his name is Sean McDermott. Is that his name? Sean McDermott?
It's gone, McDermott. They fucking lose this game, it's gone, McDermott.
he's gonna be on the hot seat. He deserves it. He'll deserve it if they lose this game. All right, next game. Texans at the 0-6 Panthers.
I want to say the Panthers have to win a game. I really do.
They gotta win the game.
But they're not winning this one. I'm taking the Texans. CJ Stroud is looking unbelievable.
He looks good, man.
And DeMarco, listen.
Coach of the year.
Yeah.
I think you might as well give him the trophy. I don't think there's anybody.
That's it.
However, there's another guy who I do believe could win it if their team makes the playoffs, and especially at the win division. If the Pittsburgh Steelers somehow accidentally win this division, like with Matt Canada as their OC, because right now we're in the negative in terms of point differential. like it's crazy. So Mike Tomlin is definitely in the running as well. But yeah, DeMarco Murray definitely he's the front runner. But yeah, I'm going.
Well, he wouldn't win that because I remember when Andrew Luck was a quarterback. Was Chuck Pagano there? Fuck.
Yeah.
Chuck Pagano didn't win Coach of the Year the year the Colts went to the playoffs and they had a negative point differential.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we'll see what happens. See if that pressure is kept. But I got the Panthers. I got the Texans. I just if there was a game I think they could win, it'll be this one. But I got the Texans. Let's see. 3-4 Rams at the Dallas Cowboys. 4-2.
Ooh. Listen, people. Take the spread. I think the Rams are getting 4.5. Take the spread. Take the Rams. However, I think Dallas is going to win this game.
Yeah, I got Dallas too. I think Dallas should win this game. They go 5-2. I think this probably ineffectively
they have to win this game.
Lose. I think this ends the season for the Rams if they lose this game. I think it ends the season. They go 3-5. They're pretty much done. But yeah, I got Dallas. Divisional rivalry here: Vikings, Packers. Who you got?
Dude, Vikings have won 3 straight. They're looking good. The Packers have lost.
No Justin Jefferson either.
It doesn't matter. Did you see what Jordan Addison did last week?
My number 1 receiver, and yep, I do.
Oh,
I
shit.
do. Yeah. I got.
He stepped up big time. Kirk Cousins. Oh shit! Kirk Cousins actually showed up in prime time. Yeah. Nah, I'm taking the Vikings against the Packers this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Vikings as well in Lambeau, which will lead to the Packers going 2-5, which their season's already over, but then it'll be like officially over at that point. Yeah, I got the Vikings too. Who you got? Saints, Colts.
I hate this game. I hate this game. I wouldn't bet it. I'm going to take the Colts just because they're at home. Vegas is giving them home cooking too. I think the spread's 2.5 in favor of the Colts. So I'm going to roll with Indy here because the Saints have been completely inconsistent offensively. You don't know what they look like. It's almost like a team with no identity from week to week. So I'm gonna roll with the Colts. Colts know they suck, and they play like they suck. The Saints play like they don't know who they want to be.
The Colts easily could be like, realistically, the Colts easily could be like 5-2.
Yes.
easily could be 5-2 right
They've
now.
beaten quality teams.
They've beaten some quality teams. They really have beaten some quality teams. I'm going Indy. I'm going Indy. I just don't, like you said, I don't believe in the Saints either. I don't know what the Saints are. I really don't know what they are at all. And you have Chris Olave getting charged with, like, I mean, was it reckless driving or something like that? I don't know what happened, but that's going to be an issue. So yeah, I'm going the Colts. All right, 2-5 Pats against the 5-2 Dolphins.
Bro, if we're not picking the Dolphins, they got to win this game. Coming off of that loss against Philly, you're going home. Patriots are coming. I don't. It's Mac fucking Jones and a whole bunch of substitute teachers that's on that team. Like, god damn it.
Oh,
I love Bill Belichick, the coach, but Bill Belichick, the GM, you have failed this Patriots team since Brady left. No, fuck that. Take the Dolphins. If the Dolphins lose this game, then my pretender pick for the Dolphins, forget accentuating it. It highlights it. It magnifies it. It turns around and says, "Oh, you guys really are full of shit."
Oh man, yeah, I got the Dolphins as well. I got them winning pretty big, actually. I think they're going to be motivated. It's going to be in Miami. The Patriots defense isn't great at all. The offense is horrible. They're not going to be able to keep up with Miami. I think this is good. I think they're going to win pretty big. I got them winning by at least couple, 2 or 3 scores, honestly, and they'll be back on track. So I got the Dolphins. All right, battle for New York or New Jersey, whichever you want to see it. However you see it. Jets, Giants. Hey, the Jets have a chance to be over 500 without Aaron Rodgers.
How do I pick between shit in this toilet and shit in this toilet? Because that's... People forgive me. I've been drinking. I'm celebrating my birthday. It's my birthday week. The fucking Jets and Giants of all the this... I'm going to take Robert Saleh and what he's done with the Jets over the Giants. I think the fact that Tyrod Taylor, look, I love what Tyrod Taylor is doing there. I love what the Giants are looking like. But they look like a team that's like, hey, we just have to do good. The Jets are looking like a team that, hey, we are here. And that's coaching. So I'm going to take the Jets over the Giants.
You know, I think the Jets are going to win this game, but I'm going to pick the Giants because I just want anarchy in New York than the Giants. I just want Tyrod Taylor to win another. I want Tyrod Taylor to keep Daniel Jones on the bench so they can't justify bringing him back. So
they're not. I'm hoping it doesn't matter if they win this game. When
I know, but
you know the money. The money talks.
If Brian Daboll understands, money does talk, but he wants to keep his job. And if he knows that Daniel Jones could be hindering him from keeping his job, and this guy Tyrod Taylor, at the very least, it's not turning the ball over. He's keeping I want the Giants to win this game because that'll be 3. It wouldn't be 3 wins in a row. It'll be 2-1 for Tyrod Taylor. I was hoping they would win that Bills game because then there would be, I believe right now they'd be 3-5.
Yeah.
Instead of 2-5. Or 3-4, actually. They'd be 3-4. But I want the Giants to win this game. I really do. I want the Giants to win this game, but I don't think they will because I think the Jets defense is unbelievable. That defense is legit. That defense is legit. But I do think the Jets do win. But I want the Giants to win. All right. Jags at Steelers. Rematch of the 2018 AFC divisional game. Who you got?
The fact that the Steelers are 4-2 is fucking mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling. Trust me.
You're a Steelers fan, you know.
It's
So the fact that they're 4-2 is unbelievable, but I think this is a statement game for the Jags. Jags have to, if you're gonna be legitimate contenders in the AFC, which I think they can be, you gotta make a statement here. So I'm taking the Jags over the Steelers.
Ooh, I'm you know, I was watching that game
Your
last
boy
week.
Trevor Lawrence. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I was watching the game last week, and the Steelers game, and the offense looked halfway decent for like there was a stretch for like maybe a quarter. And getting Deontay Johnson back has definitely been a difference.
Yeah.
Now you're opening up things for George Pickens and Calvin Austin. I want more Jalen Moore. He's starting to get more carries. The offense just flows better with him in it. You know, I think we can carry that over. I think we beat Jacksonville. We go 5-2. We still win off the strength of our defense. TJ Watt makes plays. Other guys make plays. I'm gonna go us. We're gonna go 5-2. And we're gonna be top of that division. All right, 4-3 Falcons at 2-4 Titans.
Falcons.
Yeah, I got. I don't even know at this point. I don't even know.
Tennessee is fire sailing.
Yeah.
Doing a fire sale at this point.
They're doing
You
a
got rid of Kevin
They're done.
Bayard.
They're done.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Hopkins and
Henry.
Derrick Henry, they're gone.
I
Trade
think-
deadline. I'm telling people. You heard it here first. Two Man From Podcast. I'm telling you now, Derrick Henry and DeAndre Hopkins are gone at the trade deadline.
I think they're both gone as well. Yeah,
I'm going to tell you right now, the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers might be in play for both of them.
I think. Oh, I just saw an article where the Ravens are in play for Derrick Henry because they need a running back desperately. And can you imagine that backfield?
Henry
and Lamar Jackson, that backfield would be in that offense. And with that, wow, that would be one of those moves that shifts the balance of power in the NFL. You don't really get those moves a lot in the NFL. In the NBA, you get that a lot, not in the NFL. No. But DeAndre Hopkins definitely it's going to be on the move. It's kind of crazy. I don't know why the Chiefs have not done this yet, but I think they're going to do it. All right, yeah, back at the Falcons. All right, you're 6-1 Eagles at the 3-4 Commanders.
Eagles.
Yeah. I Eagles should dominate this game. Like, it shouldn't even be close. It really shouldn't be close. All right, 4-2 Browns at 4-2 Seahawks.
I'm taking the 12th man here. Seattle, again, I took Seattle to win the division. So I'm gonna stay steadfast on that. I think they're getting their footing. So I'm gonna roll with Seattle on this one. Cleveland, we talked about it. When Watson's on the field, we don't know what he is. So I'm taking Seattle.
Man. This is the game that the Browns could win to kind of like let us know that they're real. They always get to these games where like, okay, this is the game where they're gonna prove to everybody they're the real deal. And then they lay an egg. And I think this is gonna be one of those games again. Like, I do. Deshaun Watson's not playing. PJ Walker has played fine, but I think I'm going with 12 man as well. It's hard to play in Seattle. They're going cross country, playing in one of the loudest stadiums in college, in the NFL. I'm going Seattle, who will go 5-2, which will make things very interesting in the NFC West, depending on what happens in San Francisco against the Bengals. We'll get to that game in just a few minutes. Yeah, I got the Seahawks as well. All right, Ravens. Good Lord, Ravens Cardinals. Now look, I know. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think the Cardinals are one of the worst teams in the NFL, but they fight. And look, the Ravens are known to lose these weird games.
Yeah.
So I'm not even gonna say it's a guaranteed win. I think the Ravens win, but I think they're gonna be sloppy. I would like to see them put a string together of dominant games, right? Before I would like to see it. Let's see that. Like I always say, the good teams should beat up on small teams.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Cardinals. I'm sorry, the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens in this game, but
I was about to say, who's drinking? You or me? What the fuck? You took the Cardinals?
all right, Chiefs 6-1. Kansas City Chiefs at the Denver Broncos. Yeah, this is gonna.
Sierra's not quarterbacking. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Oh man,
Russ's last great win was bagging Sierra. That's it.
God,
Your future is not good. Just saying.
I got the Chiefs in this one too. I got the Chiefs 6. I think Chiefs going 7-1. Their defense is top 10. Top 10 defense in Kansas City. I've not said that in a long time. Top 10 defense is Kansas City. They're winning up defense right now. All right, so this is an interesting game. 3-3 Bengals at the 5-2 Niners. No Brock Purdy. I believe Debo is coming back. I'm gonna check real quick if he is. But yeah, who you got in this game, Fog?
Without Purdy, I'm gonna go with the Bengals.
Okay. Man.
Yeah, it's tough. Burrow has been cooking the last 2 games.
Well, it looks like Debo Samuel is actually going to be out for a number of games, which makes it worse. Christian McCaffrey would be good to go, but the same John Lynch has been calling around, which maybe he's calling around in Tennessee, seeing if DeAndre Hopkins is available. But because kind of like what I said with the New York Giants, because I want anarchy, I want drama. I'm going with San Francisco because I want Sam Darnold to kill it. And then I want there to be a controversy, and then I just want to see what happens. I think he will. I think Sam Darnold's going to play fine.
Serena will love you for that.
I think Sam Darnold's going to play very well. I really do. So I got the Niners at home. This is gonna be that's gonna be a fun game. That's gonna be a fun game to watch. As opposed to this, is this really the Sunday night football game where we have been actually given? I didn't even notice. I thought, I swear to God, the Bengals and Niners are playing Sunday night. I swear. And they can't flex this. Oh my God, this is terrible.
They should.
I know it's like a rule where they can't flex like before or after. So I don't know what the rule is. I forget what it is, but wow. I mean, I don't even care who you pick, honestly. But like I might pick my remote.
And I
don't I'm not gonna watch
I might pick my remote.
I'm not gonna watch this game.
I'm choosing Netflix.
I'm not going to watch this game.
We're going to watch Hulu. I'm watching women's volleyball college.
There's got to be some
That
NBA games.
actually really good. Actually,
There's
I'm
that,
not gonna lie.
it is
Women's
fun to
volley
watch. Women's
college.
volleyball, it is fun to watch. It's very entertaining. But
Um, I'm taking the Chargers. They fucking the Bears are one of the worst teams in the league. The fact that they have 2 wins is incredible to me. Chargers, great offense, no defense.
yeah, I'm picking. I don't care who wins this game. But you know what? If I had to choose, I'd pick the Bears because of my winner, right? And my winner and Baggett, the guy, the Shepherd, Tyler Baggett. I want him to. I want to see. There could be some drama in here because if he wins this game in LA on the road, there could be some talk. Do you bring back Justin Fields? Who knows? But honestly, and I mean this, I honestly, truly mean this. If the Bears beat the Chargers, I don't know how Brandon Staley still has a job.
No.
I really don't. I don't know.
I think he should be fired already.
He should be, but like if there was a game that would like pretty much be the final nail in the coffin, it's this game.
Yeah.
It's this game because they're going to go 2-5, and they're going to be lose to the worst team in the league, one of the worst teams in the league, against a D2 quarterback. Get out! like there's no way he survives that. There's no way if they win this game he survives. If he does, then Brandon Staley has the greatest job security in America. Like in America, there's no question. Brandon Staley has the best job security in America if he survives that. Good Lord, if he does. Yeah, I'm going with. I want the Bears to win. So if Brandon Staley doesn't get fired, I want him to win. Week 13, they can begin flexing game. All right, okay. I knew there was like a cutoff, so I appreciate that, Ben. Appreciate that, man. So I guess we gotta. I guess I am gonna be watching Netflix. I'm not watching that crap. So I'm not watching that.
Facts.
I'm not. All right, Monday Night Football. Raiders, Lions.
Oh yeah,
how the Raiders
great game.
Right.
I'm taking the Lions.
Yeah,
they just got embarrassed.
They're really pissed off.
Yeah.
Right.
And the Raiders, Jimmy G, come on, man. I can't even talk about the Lions are going to cook the Raiders.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath. And I got the Lions. We're gonna run all over the Raiders. You can't stop the run. So there's that. So I'm going to be watching that game. I'm going to be enjoying all of Jason Brown's comments in that game on Facebook. So I'm going to be enjoying that. So there are
picks. He's going to be mad as hell.
There's our pick. He's another. You know what? Josh McDaniel is another guy where I'm just. Well, they're 3-4. Somehow the Raiders are 3-4. I don't even know if 3 games they even won. I'm not even sure how they won 3 games, but they're 3-4. So, but McDaniel's another guy that I don't think is going to survive the season. He shouldn't. At least he shouldn't survive the season. He shouldn't see the end of the season. But yeah. But that's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We really, really appreciate you guys sticking with us, man. We really appreciate you guys for watching with us and sticking with us throughout these last few weeks. We're gonna be back next week for week is it 9? Week 8? Week 8. Yeah, no, 8. Week 9.
Is it 9?
No, it's 8. This is week 8. We'll be back next week for week 9 with our game picks. But we'll be reviewing week 8 with our winners and losers and some other fun segments that we will come up with for you guys. We want to thank everybody for watching. We really appreciate you rocking with us again. Please do not forget to subscribe to our channels, Be Easy Sports and Entertainment, The Fog, Objectively Biased Sports, who said he's going to be giving us his Fog metrics, top 10 quarterbacks coming out real soon. So get ready to be pissed off. I'm not going to look at it because I like being in a good mood. So
that's so disrespectful.
So no, I'm gonna watch. But make sure you subscribe to our channel, also our YouTube channel. If we watch this video, we really, really appreciate you guys rocking with us, man. And we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. and we hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night. And we'll see you guys next week.